Welcome back to What Would It Cost? Today we're talking about the power of social media in the real estate market and how our guests use that to shine above the rest with Lisa in the City. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. And big shout out to the sponsor, Dominic from 2911. He's got me fitted from head to toe, and they're in King City. They do men's, they do women's, anything street style and formal wear all together. They're awesome. And he knows the fashion industry inside and out, exclusive pieces from Europe that you can't find anywhere else. And he's a great host. So make sure to hit him up before you pass by, because I'm sure he'll make you an awesome coffee and do a great job guiding you through the store.
What is it going to cost?
How much? Hi, my name's Nicholas Regina.
My name's Michael Sakuro.
And you're listening to
What Would It Cost?
Is that good?
All right, well, welcome. Thank you for coming to sit with us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
love this space, by the way.
Thank you.
It's really nice.
Thank you. Yeah, so tell us a little bit about that vibrant energy that you bring through a screen and your social media strategy. And
it's called high blood pressure.
High blood pressure. Yeah. And how that really helped you kick some serious butt. And has you able to have fun at work as well? Because it comes so natural off of you, right? When you walk through the doors up until right now, it's something that, again, it seems very natural.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think it's just my background is I'm half Latina, half Italian. And especially my Italian side, I love them, but it's all like Italian guilt. Yeah. So it's like the Latina side kind of taught me like you have to have fun in life, and I do find that like when I feel good, when I like the people I'm working with, and you know what I mean? Like when you have that vibe, like you feel better, you do better work. Like they say that you like work like 70% of your life, or like something like that. Like you spend 70% of your like life actually working. So if you're not having fun 70% of the time, like I don't know what to tell you, bro. No, but think about it. It's a lot of your life, you know what I mean? So it's like and I'm really into like personal development and stuff, so I really believe like mindset is like it's number one, like especially in the last 2 years that we had, like that. If there was anything I learned in the last couple years, it was that like mindset is gonna either make you or break you.
Oh yeah, right. That's for sure. Yeah,
right.
And it broke me, so let's just get that clear.
That's awesome. Awesome too how the two cultural backgrounds kind of merge. As one, and how you could look at it from different angles like that, and then have it be that. It shows in your character big time. But yeah, you could feel that right when you walk through the door up until
it's like a punch in the face.
Like, okay, she's coming in with some solid energy, and that's cool. For us, that's awesome to be able to sit here and host you, and thank you for your time.
Yeah,
today.
no problem.
Yeah,
so tell us a bit about yourself, your background, what got you into real estate, and where that's taking you now, especially with social media, because you have a great page.
Yeah. You know, my background's actually as a creative, believe it or not. Like I was not somebody, I don't even know if there's many people like this that like they were a kid and they're like, I want to be a real estate agent when I'm grown up or whatever. But like I was doing a lot of creative stuff, and like my background was in entertainment, like dancing and like backup dancing and this kind of stuff. And so I had just done like a movie with Jessica Alba, her dance movie. Still waiting for the Oscar on that, honey. I don't know if you guys probably never even heard of this movie. It was like that. It was like a quick like kind of a thing, but I had, it was the first job in entertainment that like I like made a little bit of money, and I was like, oh, okay, like what do I do with this? But then very quickly I realized like it's not a very consistent thing. Like it's difficult to make money especially in like Toronto and whatever. So, but I had made a little bit of money. I was like, okay, what do I do? And then quickly realizing like this is not a common thing, like to be like making money consistently in the business. Right. And I just didn't want to be broke anymore. And I'm like, what do I do? And my mom's like, you like to talk and socialize, and you know the city, like you should get into real estate. And so I did. That's very cool. That's kind of how I got into it. It was my mother told me to do it.
Nice.
Yeah, mother always knows.
Right? Well, it's funny because it's like one of those things where like you know, your mother knows you, like, you know what I mean? And I don't know. I like to talk and I like to socialize. So it was like, you know, it just kind of fit.
Yeah. So Lisa in the city, now you're on Markham.
I know. I gotta change that. It's like Lisa in the GTA and surrounding areas. I gotta change that up. Well, I mean, I've had that name now for a while. It started off actually because I had a partner in real estate, and it was Alex and Lisa at the time. She's Alex and I'm Lisa.
Yeah.
But our logo kind of looked still like almost like an LC because the way they did the A. Anyways, I had done this, like, I had a friend of mine who was working in film at the time that I knew from, like, the entertainment industry, and he was looking to, like, build up his portfolio, and this was before, like, YouTube. It was around, like, 2010, I want to say, 2009, and he was like, you know what, I need to, like, build up my portfolio. You want to do a couple takes with me? We'll just rent out a studio for an hour, and we'll do some things, and so we did this, like, fake show, like, promos for a fake show for his portfolio, and it was, like, in the city with Lisa. And then I just stuck with Lisa in the city because it's easier to remember than my last name, unless you're Italian and you can say Colalilo. Otherwise, it's like Colalala. So I'm like Lisa in the city. It's just easier, even though I'm in the 905 now. But you know,
very cool, awesome.
So tell us a bit about, you know, how the social media really helped you grow, and also we were talking a bit before, you know, I'm not going to call out anybody, but how it's sort of frowned upon. And I remember even back to like when social media started, people were with the whole selfies and the videos.
Like, I literally had
called out.
You know what? I literally had a conversation with a very successful agent a month ago.
Yeah,
I'm not even talking about a couple of years ago. A month ago, and we were chatting, and
give him a shout out.
You know what? I can't remember her name 100%. No, for real. I can't remember her name because somebody connected us. But we were having a quick conversation, and she was like, oh, I can't do social media. Like, I'm not into selfies and stuff. Okay, now, disclaimer, I love selfies, but, like, that's not all that social media is either. You know what I mean? And so there still is, even to today, there is still this perception that it's just, like, selfies. Like, but I learned... So there's so much that I learned now from TikTok. Like, not the news, not the, like, you know, tips on how to wash your stove or whatever. Like, but, like, I don't know. Like, but I mean, like, actual, like, life tips. Like, I'm learning it on, like, TikTok now, more than, like, going even on YouTube. But for me, I got onto social media because, so I was in real estate, and then I started having kids, and I was, like, at home with my kids because I had them back to back, because if I didn't have them back to back, I probably wasn't going to go for that second one. Not that you guys would understand that side of things, but like, you know, it's just, it's a lot. So I was at home, and I was
on the other end too.
But I was at home with my kids, and I was like, okay, how do I need to be out there, but how do I'm here. So like, how do I continue to talk to people and like, you know, interact and be out there. And so that it was just, I started just making videos and started documenting and just talking. My grandfather calls me Yappy Yap. He says, because I talk a lot. So I was just like, okay, let's just start talking and let's just start doing something. So that's kind of how it grew. And then, you know, just started growing like a community. And then I was like, oh, okay, like this could be like a thing. Like, you know?
No doubt. That's awesome.
No, I think it's smart that you made that decision to go down that path, because it's like, you know, you look at the old generation, new generation, where you went at a conference looking where they had the old school realtors talking their success, the letters, the door knocking. Yeah. And it's, like you said, the power of social media. No one's reading this article anymore on, you know, how to clean the stove. Yeah. It's the attention span.
No one's reading. Here's just the headline. No one's reading past the headline.
Here's a 5 second tip of, you know, how to do this. And
it's all headline reading. The rest, you know, I don't know. When I was in high school, we used to do this thing to this one teacher, this poor teacher. Anyways, it would be like, this was the title of our essay. And then you would start with a sentence and then either put lyrics to a song or blah, 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 because you just never thought that they actually read your assignment. And and it's kind of like that now. You could do that with an article because not a lot of people are reading anymore. No, it's so true. It's, you know, our time attention span is like super low now.
Yeah.
So.
Nothing, yeah.
100%. That's what it is. Yeah. Less, I think. Now.
Yeah.
Less. And again, I don't mean to sound like a broken record because I know these guys heard me say it a lot of times, but we got to tip our hat to this crew over here and especially Joseph Tito coming into the company for us. Like he totally changed our strategy and said, guys, we got to break and get outside of this box. We got to put a face to the name. We got to do some videos. Like this is great copy. These are great graphic designs, but people are just not reading this. They're just not diving into it. You could see through the engagement. You could see through the results on the ROI in a very short period of time in regards to the strategy in which he injected into our corp, and it's been magical, and we're just starting off, right? So I mean, if there's any advice to any of our listeners out there, just pull out that camera and break outside of that box, and you know, the expert Lisa over here is telling you to do it too. So yeah, it's really worked for us, and I'm sure it'll work for you guys too, right? And be authentic, right? Like you could just really
you know what, no matter the thing is like no matter what you're doing these days, even if you're actually, even if you're just cleaning your house, like there's like big communities online, like ASMR. I always forget how.
Yeah, you get that right.
Yeah, so like where of people and just the sounds of cleaning their house, and like people are obsessed. Like you have no idea how like just the communities that are available to such niche things that like whatever you're doing, there's something out there's people out there that are gonna be into it, you know what I mean? Like I know for myself, in 2013 I hosted a show on HGTV. It was a real estate show, and that was my first like exposure to like understanding community and how hardcore community can be, because I had a show on HGTV for one season. Like literally, unless you're a diehard HGTV fan, you would not know about this show. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And I had people with this one show, and they were like, "You were on HGTV at that time," and I was like, "The only way you know that is because that's the only channel that you have playing in the background all day." Like, do you know what I mean? But to me, that was like, holy shit, like. Community is big. Huge, when you have community around you and people who are into what you're doing, like that's valuable.
Well, we say it all the time. We at the end of the day, we're all selling the same product. You know what I mean? The house is the house. The mortgage rate's the mortgage rate. It's having that community, that brand, that that culture that you're providing, that they want to be a part of. They want to support you, and they want to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's how people know, like, and trust you, right?
Exactly. You put that actual human behind. It's not just a transaction, the robot selling the home or doing the mortgage. There's that personality.
Yep, absolutely. In regards to you coming out of your shell, being really, really authentic and finding an angle that's worked for you with the socials, it kind of goes against the grain with other demographics and some people that look at the profession in a different light and have it not fit within their box. Have there been challenges, obstacles, and hurdles that you've had to jump over to really find a home for yourself where that's accepted and that's something that is embraced by your team as opposed to frowned upon?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think anything that you're up to, if it's something new, you're always going to find people in your life that are like, oh, that's outside of my comfort zone for where I have you. Do you know what I mean? Like it's, and sometimes it's coming from a good place of like, oh my God, I'm scared for you. Like, is everything going to be okay? Like, so there's always going to be pushback, I think, from people around you, whether it's friends, family, whether it's your own coworkers or colleagues, especially in real estate. Like, I mean, you guys work with real estate agents, so you guys know everybody has the hands crossed like this. Like it's
my favorite
like,
was the old cell phone ones. Where
the cell phone one, number one. Everybody's number one. I did a video like that one time where it was like, everybody's number one, and then in the corner it says like at 10 a.m. July 31st, 1982. Like, do you know what I mean? Like it's
platinum broker.
Yeah, it's all flex. Look, real estate is a big flex, especially when you're first getting into it. Like you can almost tell when like it's a new agent because it's the flex is so hard trying to make themselves look successful.
It's so true.
But it's true,
so true.
And
the generic photo shoot with like propped up.
Yeah. You know,
you
and
can
it's
tell when a guy's breaking into the industry.
Yeah, and it's
so
like no shade to any of those people, because it's they're looking at what people did before them, and they're trying to follow the mold and fit into an industry. You know, but like there is definitely, especially in real estate, as I'm sure in so many other industries, there's a specific mold of like, you're supposed to do it like this.
Yeah.
Right.
And in anything in life, there's always people who are saying, no, you're supposed to do it like this. So the minute you try and do something a little bit different, everyone's like, well, what do you think you're doing? I had so many people, my own colleagues in my office, that were like, who does she think she is? What is she doing? She's making a joke and a mockery. We're supposed to be professional, blah, 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 all this stuff. Because they didn't understand. I mean, I told you, even a month ago, I was talking to someone and it was like, oh, but I don't do selfies, so I can't do social media.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about our perception. You know what I mean? But I mean, who is it? Gary Vee always says, like, you got to go where the attention is. Because if you're just handing out flyers and knocking on doors, I get that's the basics of real estate and how most people do it. But it's like, you know, you can talk to one person in half an hour, or I can talk to, 10,000 people in an hour. Like, I don't know, if you still think that's great, then that's fine. But like,
and then he's always like, and it's free.
Yeah, and it's free. For now, anyways. You know what I mean? But like, but for sure, in my own experience, like I had to switch offices because I was in a position where me doing videos was getting very uncomfortable for people in my office. So I had to go somewhere where, it was a lot more accepted that social media and being online and really being a media company is sort of your number one priority, to be out there and do business with people. So,
and you know what, to go off of that point, there was a panel at the Buzz conference, and there was 4 new realtors. They had been in the business for 10 years and under, and they were very influential characters that had great followings, right? And they were saying exactly what you're saying. Be authentic, come out of your box, go hard, and it's what people are really going to resonate with and gravitate to, and the business that it brings in. They couldn't even gauge the ROI because it was so awesome in a nutshell, right? But even the panel before, it was a little bit more of an old school crowd. And their marketing format with print and distribution and door knocking and cold calls. But they didn't frown upon the new strategy. They were very accepting of it because
you got to be open.
Yeah, they were open, and you could tell they were very successful in their time, and they did well. But they were embracing the change. They were understanding that, hey, this is what this new generation is up to, and you got to get with the times, or you're going to be left behind. So I feel like good on you for doing that, and a lot of the people that are frowning upon it. Again, no judgment here, and I don't know any names or brokerages or personal.
We'll name them later.
We're not here for that, but I think that stems from jealousy, and they know that there's going to be performance that's driven
and sometimes
from that
it's
effort,
sometimes it's just fear. Like, people have a really hard time with change. So if you have had this 20-30 year career, doing flyers, and that's your thing,
and you got so good at it,
and you got good at you know how to do it, you know the perfect kind of graphics. You don't want to learn something new and have to start from zero. Who the heck wants that? You know what I mean? It's just it can be a lot of reasons that people sort of push against it, but at the end of the day, I think you have to realize that, what did Wayne Gretzky say? You got to follow the puck. Go where the puck is going, not where it is right now. Where it is right now, it's already too late. Someone's hitting it. You got to look at where people are spending their time and go there. Well, I watch no sports. I watch no sports.
I like the hockey show. I like the hockey show.
But it wasn't the classic. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You take in a different direction. I like that.
You got to try. And I mean, especially in both of our industries, we're service-based industries. So it's like before you're selling the product, first you got to sell you.
Yeah, of course.
So if you have content out there where people can dive into getting to know who are you? What's this guy's voice? Who is that? You know what I mean? I was busting your chops or whatever. But like, you know what I mean? Like if I can be on my computer or on my phone late at night, no one's bothering me, and I'm like, okay, who is this person? What are they about? Without your interference, I get to know you a little bit without you telling me. I get to sort of, you know, kind of like creep you guys and like figure out, do I like these people? Do I like, can I trust them? Are they people that I want? Do I like them and want to like collaborate or do business with them? You know what I mean? So having content that's evergreen online where people can just consume and get to know you without that pressure of, you know, it's always, especially now after the pandemic, having to be face to face with someone. People get social anxiety more than ever than before, especially since these past 2 years. So like to be able to get to know someone without actually physically having to be in front of them it makes it so easy for people to decide.
You're skipping that introduction stage. They already feel comfortable when they
come into the office. Feel comfortable, and then by the time they meet you, they're like, I know you.
Exactly.
I know you. Like, you know, and
like where I saw a big difference with it, because like even talking on a personal level, for myself, again, hats off to the crew, is that I was really in the shell, didn't want to push out. Yeah. And I was that person that's like, I'm not a selfie person, so I'm not going to get out there. But even just in the short time we've been doing the podcast, changing the way it's looked and or like the social media has looked, I've noticed it. Like I was doing a couple interviews we're expanding the team, hiring on, and everybody drew back to not what Spark was about, not our website. They're like, oh, I watched you guys on the podcast. Yeah. Love what you guys talked about. Love what the company was about.
Your vibe. And people go on your vibe.
Yeah, it just made it a solid interview because it's like they know what the company is about, so they're excited to be there, and you could really see, is this person going to be a fit for the team? Whereas before they're coming in cold, it's like, okay, it's just another mortgage brokerage. I don't know these guys from a hole in the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I wasn't posting a lot on social media, and it's
a good point.
It creates that vibe, and you already have that first introduction where you're comfortable having that conversation. It's like I know this person. Yeah,
exactly. It's the best thing.
Nice way to tie that together. It's so true.
Bravo.
Yeah. And what's so cool too is that you came out of the shell needing to support your family and wanting to work, but not being able to really get outside of the house because you were raising your kids. So it's like, how do I do that? So from such a genuine place too. It wasn't from, you know, let me put myself out there because I got this huge ego and everyone needs to see me kind of.
Oh, that too. That too.
Well, both. Then, right?
You know what? Okay.
A good place.
But you know what? You do. I think there's two ways, because some people think that like you have to have all of this like confidence before you can start like experimenting with like social media. And sure, that helps 100%. I'm not going to say that it doesn't, but really I think your confidence grows the more you do something as well. Like, because you get more comfortable with the sort of being you and being authentic, the same way you would with anybody that you meet. When you first meet someone, you know, you don't stick your tongue down their throat. You get to know them. Sometimes you do. I don't know. Like, maybe I'm talking to the wrong people, but you know what I mean? You know, but it's like, hi, how are you? Okay, now. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there has to be a little bit of, a little warm up. You know, you got to stretch a little or you get back pain after. Right. So.
No, it's a good point. It's bringing that authenticity, because it goes back to like what you're just saying right now. I was thinking about, it's like the whole, you know, don't meet your heroes, because you're like, oh, they're a rock star, this hockey player, or whoever it may be.
True.
And then they're like, oh, that person was an ass. You know what I mean? And it pissed me off. And I think that's what's huge, is that being authentic. Like Nick was saying, you see you on social media, the way you came in here was the exact same way. It's not like you came in here, oh, hey, how's it going? And then you lit it up for the podcast. It's like right from when you're walking up the stairs, you know what I mean? So I think that's what's huge too, is showing that there's that consistency with your online presence, and then you met them in person. You're like, okay, so this person's true, and I know them. I'm comfortable with them.
Who watches your podcast?
Clients and it's business, right?
Mostly men.
She meant
go pick up your damn socks. Listen, men. Okay, we're gonna talk right now, since they told me mostly men watch this podcast or listen to the podcast. Pick up your damn socks, clean up your own damn shit, and leave us alone. Good night.
One thing.
So, thank you for coming out on here. We really enjoyed having you and having this conversation. Let everybody know where they could check you out and find you on all social media platforms.
Yeah, if you're on TikTok or Instagram, follow me at Lisa in the City. Lisa in the City. Check me out there. If you like to dance actually and get hyped up in the mornings before you start your day, you got to check out my platforms. Lisa in the City. Thanks for having me.
And what's
guys.
the dance movie?
It's all the dance moves right here, baby. You see this? You see this? See this?
She was waiting for that. She was waiting.
You see this? You know what? You got to get yourself habit. I do this thing. It's a kitchen dance party in the mornings I started doing. And honestly, it goes back to mental health where it's like, if you hype yourself, be your own hype person. Your own hype man. You know what I mean? And it's like, for me, it's like, I'll just turn on the music 5 minutes and I just like dance it out. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready for the day.
Nice.
And I feel good for 5 minutes. And then I got to go and clean up everybody else's shit after that. So
they say you shake out the traumas and
they
the bad
do
energy,
actually.
right? Like,
you know what? I've been reading a lot on it recently, and it's like it's a form of meditation but in movement. So if you have bad energy, you can actually shake off the energy physically off your body.
They're doing. I do some breath work at Elemental Wellness. Shout out to Elemental. And they say when they're guiding you before the session that when a lion attacks a gazelle and he doesn't end up killing him, but he's wounded, they'll go into the bush and they'll shake it out, almost like you do when you're dancing, and they shake that trauma and that energy out, and then they'll be on their way. So
I like
dancing is known for doing that. That's why you feel a little bit more upbeat in the higher vibration with that. So good on you for starting your day off like that.
See?
Yeah, I gotta take notes.
Check out our dance moves.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for tuning to this week's episode. Be sure to like, follow, share. We appreciate all the support, and we'll see you next week.
Next on What Would It Cost?
I started getting into the business back in 2011. I started off with kind of no knowledge in real estate, didn't know nobody. I actually went to Square One, picked up Real Estate for Dummies, the first book I've ever read in my life. You know, got my license, quickly realized it's not really a job, it's more of a business, and you have to start treating it as such. And it became sort of quote unquote successful relatively quick. Grew a team out really fast. Within 6 months, 1 year, I had a real estate team working underneath me. I was producing more leads than I can handle. And, 3 years into the business, I opened up my real estate office, Cloud Realty. And from there, we scaled out that office to 125 agents, 10 staff members, 1,400, 1,500 transactions a year. So it was quite a producing office. And recently I just exited that company, sold that, and moved on to my next venture, which is Broker Pocket.